She used to always say, "Suno sabki, but karo man ki."
And once you visit Oman and you see how,
I think you need to have a lot of self-awareness.
The biggest challenge is that people actually are self-doubting.
So I had the opportunity to practice 4 times every week on school time.
The motto is not to be the first Indian or the best Indian.
I do 70% of my sessions for preparing on my strength.
Bhushan, keep
Yes.
the Sports Champ magazine going, because you inspire all of us in school.
That when I played first time for India, it was at the age of 20.
The other thing that's also helped me greatly is like the yoga.
I don't think any sportsman can achieve anything without family support.
Hard work plus courage is equal to champion.
Try to work something on the brand you have.
Strong grassroots training system. I think that will really help our generation.
That, if I can walk around, if I can run around like a normal person, I might as well drive it like a normal person.
The experiences that is being shared on this platform is priceless.
Hats off to you for really encouraging sports in the youngsters.
It's so amazing that Mr. Bhushan, you have taken upon yourself.
So this platforms gives every educators a boost to think.
I would like to tell all the educationists that let us not give sports like a stepmotherly treatment.
Your initiative taken, Bhushan, I really appreciate that. This was literally missing.
Goal setting, I feel, basically can be achieved only if they are your own personal goals.
Hello everyone, welcome to Sport Champ Live Talk Show. I am Bhushan Thakur, founder and editor-in-chief of Sport Champ, a sports education magazine, and your host for today's live talk show. We are happy to start an exclusive series on Indian sports administrators, where I'll be having the privilege and honor to interact with top sports administrators of India who are promoting sports at the grassroots level, their vision, methods, uniqueness, which are inspiring many. And we are hopeful that this exclusive series on Indian sports administrators will guide and inspire many sports persons across India. Today we have a very special guest with us, Mr. Lawrence Big, national level football player, physical education teacher with 16 years of experience, sports teacher, sports director, and sports coordinator. Currently also hockey secretary at Mumbai School Sports Association. Welcome to the show, Mr. Lawrence, and thank you for accepting my invitation.
Thank you, Bhushan. It's my pleasure to be on your show. Really, I'm excited to have this interview. And early morning, it's 10th Feb. It's always one is lucky for me. So we'll have a great talk and great show.
Mr. Lawrence, what do you think about this Sport Champ platform and this exclusive series which we have started on Indian sports administrators?
Bhushan, the way you are doing, I've been seeing some of your episodes and it's really touching my heart. Thing I will advise you is you need to have patience. This is one of the best thing what you are doing into sports and sports fraternity. And surely patience, time will all give you a good results and you'll come up shining. I'm very much sure. Take down my words, in 1 year or 2 years, Sports Champ will be one of the best channel in not only in India, but apart from India also in the world. It will be one of the greatest platform where people would love to come and talk on your show.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lawrence.
Yeah.
Thank you for this suggestion. Tell us about your sport journey, as you have been a national level sports person of football. How was your sport journey?
Bhushan, I have come from a small town nearby Mumbai. It's Ambernath. It comes in Thana district. My schooling I did from Ambernath in our school, and I started playing football in Ambernath. I was the only person from Thane district to play under 14 nationals. From the school days, I had big goals to do my career in sports and football. So it was very challenging because to achieve your goals, I had to travel from Ambernath to CST, Bombay, that is 60 kilometers, sometimes early morning, 3:30. But unfortunately, when I started my professional football in Intercollege University, I broke my right leg and I had to do my ACL surgery. That was the end of my football career. So, but life goes on. I did not give up. I wanted to do something in sports. So I continued my passion. That was my schooling career in football.
So, Lawrence, who are the strong pillars in your life journey who have played an important role to keep you going in your good and bad times?
See, obviously, every person will definitely tell parents, and of course, my parents they support me too much when I used to play for my school, college, and as a footballer, a lot of injuries coming home.
Correct.
Dad being a footballer, taking care of all the injuries. So they are always like a backbone and a pillar for me. Apart from this, in my administrating career, I would love to take two names, as I always believe when you are in the administrator. So media is a oxygen. I'll repeat, media is a oxygen to survive your sports administration, your tournaments. I'll tell you, for 1 year, Free Press used to cover my hockey tournaments at MSSA, and I'm very thankful to them and very happy also that they used to cover regular my tournaments. One fine day, I had some big plans, and I had done a lot of research during my second year tenure, and I come across to a person called Mufid Rizvi. He's a great journalist, a sports journalist, and he used to write stories on world hockey. Apart from India, he was one of the best journalists. I met him. I personally went to met him, and I met him at Times of India office, where he made me so much comfortable. And that was the day, I will say, hockey revived in Bombay. Beautiful articles from Mufid Rizvi, and that person has a special place in my heart, who has really made Bombay hockey a rebirth of Bombay hockey, and especially when it comes to school hockey. So I would definitely tell it's a Mufid Rizvi who has been a great pillar for me in my journey.
Fantastic. Lawrence, you have mentioned about the career opportunities. So, what are the career opportunities are available for a sports person during and after their playing career? So, how you have gone through the journey and what was your experience in that?
See, Bhushan, it's a very beautiful question. Really, I'll tell you, and it's very complicated also. My opinion is when you are playing, and you have to grasp that opportunity, grab it anyhow. When you are shining at 18, 19, 20, 21 years, you play nationals, there are so many government jobs, so you have to grab it, because once you start playing professional, and sportsman life is always 50-50, a lot of injuries, and then you go out of the sports, and there are no much jobs or career after you play. So once you are in the limelight, people will always love to support you, give you job. But when you have finished your career, so you have a few chances to get some jobs or at a professional level. Take an example of Indian cricketers. Once they finish their career, they have only one option to go to either coaching or commentator. So they have two options. Or most of them, they start their own academies, cricket academies or football academies. So one should be very smart to when they are playing. They should be counseled to take some government jobs like Air India, Mahindra, ONGCs, then airport authorities. All these jobs are very important, which will support them in future, like to achieve their goal to play for country and shine. Yes, Bhushan.
Lawrence, this leads to my next question: is how important is to keep a balance between sports and studies during your sports career, and how does this complement each other in a sports person life as a whole?
Bhushan, I'll tell you, sports and studies are equally important. I always have a session where I talk to the players and make them understand. When you study, you will learn discipline, you will learn the society, how to live in a better society. And sports is important. And if you study, I believe, and I always think that you should be a gentleman, and studies will always help you to make a gentleman. And sportsman is always a good gentleman. So studies are equally important. You can't either focus only on study, as India is a known country for its education, best education, and sports is always a secondary part in India.
So, Lawrence, when and how you decided to become a sports administrator? Tell us about this transition from a sports person to a sports administrator.
Bhushan, in the very first point, question I told you, I had big dreams and my goals were very high. I wanted to do something in sports. My football career was very short. At the age of 19, I did my ACL surgery. So at that time, ACL surgery was a very big surgery. Rehab was very difficult. There were few options of rehab, and I remember I struggled for 2 years. I did not attend my college for 1 year, and I was just trying to come up with my leg injury. Then once after 2 years, I started my football coaching. Then again, I wanted to do something more. Then I went into teaching in school as a sports teacher, then sports director, then sports coordinator. Then at certain time, I thought I should again have to jump and go higher. And I came up into administration as a hockey secretary of Bombay Schools, which is one of the oldest association in the world. We have 19 disciplines. So it is the greatest association, and I'm being happy with my journey, like whatever I achieved and in my past and today what I'm doing. Yes, Bhushan.
Lawrence, what are the qualities you should have to become a successful sports administrator? And is it a career in itself where a person can make a decent living out of it?
Career and better living out of it, it's a different concept, I'll tell you. It depends on how passionate you are to do your administration work, and how much you are dedicated to your work, and how much time you give. It's a honorary job. So it's a very big task when it comes to, you should have simultaneously some other options. Like I work in a school where I get my salary, and there are people. It depends on people to people how they make into administration their livings. But definitely, administration is a place where you have to just work for the better sportsmen and the future of sportsmen from India. So one should have a great passion to work uh, freely, sometimes give their time whole day. So it depends on people like how they take this challenge.
So, what are the challenges you faced being a sports administrator, and how do you overcome the same? And can you share any experience of the same?
Uh, Bhushan, I basically work on grassroots hockey. So I come
Correct.
across many parents, then uh, coaches and children. Basically, I face in Mumbai. They have a lot of exams. The schools, they have a lot of exams. It's very difficult for me to schedule my tournament, and
Correct.
I always plan my schedule, a yearly calendar I make where I have too many camps, and we do 12 number of tournaments a year, right from under 8 to under 16, and then sending teams to Hockey India. It's a big challenge where I have to take the dates from the schools where they are, some block dates where they have the exams, and to schedule my matches according to it. The second challenge is a lack of infrastructure in Bombay. We have, very openly, I want to tell you, when people talk a lot about sports and hockey, in Bombay we have only two grounds. One is Sports Authority of India, and the other is the Bombay Hockey Association. We have two grounds, and it's a difficult challenge to have the camps, tournaments. But I would again tell you, thanks for this Sports Authority of India, Kandivli. They have been very supportive. We get the ground, all the facilities, and at the same time, I would like to thank the BHA also. Even we struggle to get the ground because they have their own tournaments. So these are the two challenges which I faced.
So, Lawrence, as the Secretary General of Mumbai School Sports Association for Hockey, what steps and methods you apply to promote sports at the grassroots level, which will guide many across India?
See, as I told you, we have n number of tournaments, and if you count, it's 12. But apart from 12, we have a lot of ring hockey tournaments. And then we have a lot of camps. My two teams, they participate under 16 and under 19, boys, girls. So having regular camps, and we have a lot of counseling sessions with the parents to make them understand uh, about the hockey career. And at the end, I give it up to the parents because they are the best person to take a call for the child to make their career in sports or in education.
Correct.
But I always prefer some boys or girls who are good in hockey, and they have played state and national. So I make myself sure that I should support those kids, and MSSA also supports such kids to participate in the future tournaments. Future, there are many boys and girls who are playing in India camp from MSSA who have played junior. So we have to keep the legacy and go ahead.
Correct. Correct. So, Lawrence, as you know, being a player as well as a coach and an administrator, that coaches plays a very important role. So, what systems your association or you yourself follow to upgrade the sports coaches on their skills and knowledge, and how it has been evaluated as you are connected to?
Actually, Bhushan, we do a lot of we do a lot of clinics before the tournament where the coaches they come up with their own rules and some rules changes by the Hockey India. So that makes a smooth tournament where you come upon some challenges which the coaches they face and to plan it in the tournament. So we have a clear clinic where we generally it's a talk between the administrator and the coaches, the referees. So all the rules what have been changed by Hockey India, or what we have to implement in the school hockey. So we do have regular clinics for them.
Okay. So my next question is very important. Is in studies, the journey is very clear to students and parents, but there is very less clarity on sports journey at the grassroots or school level. So what type of sports counseling you feel are required at grassroots level, which will provide clarity on sport journey and eventually help in playing the sport for a longer period of time?
So Bhushan, it's a very tough question. I really, it's a very tough question. I'll tell you, you have to understand. In India, it's more important are studies.
Correct.
Primary studies what every parents they want the child to go into the best schools, international schools, IB schools. There are so many international schools have come across, and in Bombay, and all the SSC schools also have been turned up into international schools. So parents are more and primary focus is studies, and every parents you see, it's a very open talk. I want to tell you, in today's world also, Indian parents they take sports as a secondary option. It's a optional this thing. So if the child is very good in sports and he's coming from a middle class family, or my association and myself, we help them to make their career in sports, whatever the best what we can do to send them for camps and some tournaments. Uh, so we do counsel the parents and tell them कि your child is he can make his career in sports, so don't give up sports. But still, I would tell again, it's a parent's call where they have to choose, and they are the best person to decide what the child should do in his career.
Correct. So, Lawrence, as you are connected to almost more than 500 schools in Bombay, those sports persons who are currently playing at district, state, or national level from those schools, how they are being supported by the association, and what are the supports these sports persons are expecting from association?
See, as a association, there are some duties from association, like we do free camps, and when they play some Hockey India tournaments, uh, that is on a regular every year. It is calendared programs, and
Correct.
we do give them all the possibilities what MSSA can give them: free kit, then free traveling, free accommodation, free food, and we always we don't give them TADA and stipend and all these things, because I personally feel they are kids. uh, Under 16 they are kids. I think what basically we should give them is traveling, free traveling, then accommodation, staying in best hotel, whatever possibilities. And at this age, money should not be a criteria for the small children who are under 16. So that stipend concept, I don't agree, and I don't give. Let it be in some company level where they they want to achieve to play in some companies, and then they get stifled. But not in MSSA. We do take care about the mentality of the child. That money should not be wasted. I make sure that they should use the proper platform, and they should understand the value of playing a tournament for the association and in the name of association. Yes, Bhushan.
So, what is the lacuna of less participation of girls in sports, and what steps you suggest should be taken to increase girls' participation in sports? As you must have seen that Olympic, more medals are coming from the female segment. But when it comes to grassroots level, there is a very less participation of girls as comparison to boys. So, what do you suggest on the same?
Bhushan, this might be not in case of Mumbai. I'll tell you, the less number of participation from the girls is apart. It's from some other districts and other states. But I'll tell you very openly, Bombay is a metropolitan city where girls are free. They are out. They are on the ground for most of the time. And I'll tell you, there are some Bollywood actress like Isha Deval. I remember she used to play with me handball, and Alia Bhatt. Then the top this thing Bollywood star Shah Rukh Khan's daughter Suzanne used to play MSSA and DSO tournaments in Bombay, and I remember she was so humble in her school days. She played a lot of MSSA football. Even the little champ of Shah Rukh Khan, Abraham, he also played MSSA under-8 football. So it's a different case, different districts, they might be facing problems with the women's participation, the girls' participation. But in Bombay, we encourage, and especially in hockey, we have under 16, under 19, and women's team participating for Hockey India and Khelo India tournaments. So we have large number of girls participation.
Fantastic. I'm happy to hear that out, because in many of the schools and many of the states, this is a big problem for many. Lawrence, before we log off, what you would like to address to all sports administrators of India, which will help them to develop and promote sports effectively and eventually help in creating Olympic medalists from India?
I have a great thing to say. Leaders, they don't create followers, and they create more leaders. It's what I feel.
Very well said.
I always take an example of my school. I'm a sports coordinator. I have my PE teachers, and then I have my coaches. So I believe my teachers, they can be our leaders. I divide the sports and make them in charge. They take care of the games and the coaches, and then they report me. So it's a hierarchy, and you will always be a boss. So that distance, and as a leader, you have to create, and to be a good leader and an administrator, one should have some qualities like hardworking. Planning is the most important thing to be a good administrator. You have to plan your tournaments, you have to plan your ideas, you have to plan your each and every things what you're going to do with your team, teamwork. There are many aspects like you have to focus as an administrator where you can achieve a lot of goals. But I strongly believe it's again a good planning can always bring up good results.
Thank you, Lawrence, for taking out time and agree to share your vision, mission, and methods of promoting sports and sports person at your association. which will definitely guide many sports administrators across India. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Bhushan. Thank you. It was nice, that pleasure talking with you. And
Thank
all
you
the
so
best
much.
for your channel. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Dear viewers, we will keep on bringing such insightful episodes on Indian sports administrators, which will guide many sports administrators across India and eventually help in promoting sports and sportsperson at the grassroots level. Thank you so much and keep